How you doing, folks? And welcome back to Dorsten Custom Firearms. We're coming up to the end of this project. This is the Smith & Wesson 686 that we're doing my level 2 trigger job on. And these last few steps I'm just going to kind of give you an overview on, mostly because it's kind of a tedious process and it'd be kind of boring to try to film it all to show you. So I'm just going to kind of give you the gist of it. The other reason is like if you're not an experienced gunsmith, if you don't have the training or the tools, these next few steps could really ruin your firearm. So I don't really recommend you doing this at home. Again, this video isn't really a how-to. It's more of a what does a gunsmith do when you ask for a trigger job on your gun. That's what I'm trying to show you here, more than anything else. So let's get into it real quick. The last few steps, I'm going to bring you down here. Okay, the last few steps is we're going to be fitting two different parts. We're going to be fitting a Power Custom bolt stop, which has actually already been fitted. It's in there right now. Okay, and that's that part right there. Let me get a little pointy. That's this right here. Okay, and so I'll show you what I had to do to fit that. It was actually fairly simple on this gun. Everything fit together, for the most part, pretty well. And then the other part is we're going to replace the factory hand. This right here. This is the part that causes the cylinder to rotate. And we're going to be replacing this one, which is a stamped piece, with one from Power Custom that is a tool steel wire EDM part. Okay, so it's a lot stronger, it's a lot more durable, but it is wider. And just to show you that, okay, this is the factory part here, and our length, you can see there, is right at 0.092 on the dial indicator. And the Power Custom one is at 0.103. Okay, so considerably, in the grand scheme of machining and parts fitting, it's considerably thicker. Okay, first let's go over the cylinder stop. Okay, now you'll take, and this is the factory cylinder stop. I'm just going to show you. So the first thing you do with the Power Custom one is you're going to take it and you're going to see if it fits every notch. Okay. Before you remove any materials, you just check it and you see if it fits every notch. Okay. If it doesn't fit every notch, you are going to fit it to the tightest notch. Believe it or not, each of these notches are not going to be uniform. They're going to be slightly off. Okay. With this part and this gun, we got lucky, and it actually fit all of the notches perfectly, nice and snug. I won't say snug because you don't want any resistance when it goes in there, but you don't want an excessive amount of slop either. So I won't say snug, but they fit perfectly in there. Okay. So after that, you need to put it in the gun. Okay. And when I put it in, it would pop up into the window. Just it did all right. You could tell that there was a little bit of drag. Okay. And what that drag did, now it didn't seem to stop at all. It seemed to still go through just fine. But it just wasn't quite as free as you want it to be. And this is what would happen when you put the two together. Okay, what would happen is when you tried to open the cylinder, it would stick. Okay, you'd have to kind of push on it kind of hard because it was hanging up quite a bit. And what that is, because on these two parts, you have what is essentially a square peg going into a square slot. And what's going to happen is when you go to open this, it is not coming straight away from it. okay, it is pivoting out, okay, coming away from it. So there needed to be a little bit of play, and this is what I was talking about earlier. It's like we try to remove as much movement from the gun as we can, but there always has to be some. And if you heard that, that's the train that passes by and back to the shop a few times a day. Good timing. Okay, so back on point. You can remove as much slop as possible, but there always has to be a little bit of movement to allow the gun to function, okay? And on this case, we didn't remove anything from the cylinder stop itself. What we ended up doing is removing material from the window of the hand, okay, right in here. And this is a tool, this is a file, and this file is specifically designed for the the cylinder stop window. Okay, when we were fitting it, all we're doing is opening it up a little bit to give it just a little bit of play, like maybe a thousandths. Okay, that's all you're looking for. With the cylinder stop removed, you come in here just like this, and you remove it off of this side, the frame side of the gun, not the side plate side. The reason you take it off of the frame side is the gun, the cylinder rotates in a counterclockwise motion, okay? So when it hits the cylinder stop, it's going to be pushing it that way. So you want the fit on that side to be as tight as possible, because that's where it's going to stop. Therefore, you remove the material, and I just had to do a little filing on the window, right in there, to get it to, one, be completely free without any rubbing, and also allow the cylinder to open properly. Okay, that's the cylinder stop. Okay, the hand, kind of the same concept. Now I did polish this because it comes in more, see, like on that edge, that's the factory edge there. It's just a matte finish. I polished it up so it's smooth, because smooth on the part equals smooth in the action. To fit this, you don't remove the material off of the hand. You can. I've seen it done that way. Some people do like to do it that way. That's not really the way it's designed to be done. We have another file here. This one's got just a little bit of an angle to it. And this one is designed to come in here and remove material from the frame right in there. And this is why I'm not filming this, because all I'm doing is filing just like this, and that is boring. You're not going to want to watch that. So things to watch out for, though, if you are doing something like this, is, one, don't open the window up lengthwise. Okay, you don't need to open it lengthwise. You don't want to, because this bottom part is actually a critical area that keeps the hand away from the ratchet until the cylinder stop is released. If you have the hand engage the cylinder, engage the ratchet before the cylinder stop is engaged, you're going to bind up the gun and it's not going to rotate. So that's why you don't want to mess with that part right there. Now, the other reason you don't want to take material off of the hand itself is because this is the part you're going to fit to the ratchet. Okay, it comes in here, it pushes on the ratchet, and when it locks up just like this. Okay, and you're going to go through and fit it to the loosest ratchet. Okay, whichever one, either won't let it pass by it, or whichever one has the too much slop in it, that's the one you're going to fit the hand to. Okay, you got 6 choices here. You just have to test each one and determine which one's the best one to fit the hand to, and you're going to fit it to that one, and then it'll work on all the others. Okay, so that's the 2 things that I'm doing here on the bench. The next step after that, the only thing left, is the crane lock. Okay, this is the factory crane. It looks just like this, and this is similar to what I'm going to be doing on this model 66 here. I'm only going to be putting one in Yes, this one has two. The reason this has two is because I felt like putting two on it, and two looks cool. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't add, more tension or anything like that. It's absolutely unnecessary. But I thought it was cool, and I wanted to do it. So that's why this one's got two. Now this one is only going to get one, which is what's intended to do. If you want two on it, I'm more than happy to do it. But there's a fixture that I use, and I'll probably do just a little clip of the fixture when I come back in to reassemble everything, just so you got an idea what it did. But it's got a fixture that allows you to place and drill these holes properly, and then you have to put two notches on the inside here. You can't see that. Let's see, can you see that? There you go. They're right in here. Let me get a pointy. So right in here, there's two notches that the detent balls cam into and help with a lockup. So now you have three lockups on the gun. You got one up here, you got one here, and you got one back here. So that just gives you extra strength and a better lockup. And you get better results that way. Gives the action a little bit more rigidity, and helps out with the all-over accuracy and performance of the gun. Okay, so that's where we're at with the gun today. That's going to wrap up this video. I'm not going to, like I said, show you everything. When I come back, the parts are going to be fitted. The detent ball is going to be into the crane lock, and the camming part's going to be cut. That'll all be done, and then we'll do a final assembly, and we'll do a trigger check, and to show you what kind of a difference we got here, going from a factory trigger to the aftermarket to a custom trigger. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Tune in again for the next one, and we're going to finish this project up, and tune into the other videos because we got other projects going on, and I'll be doing videos on those as well. This is Scott with Dorsten Custom Firearms. Thanks for tuning in to VDC Firearms. Yeah, see you next time.